Jay-Z, the journey of an icon. Jay-Z has been active in the realm of recorded hip-hop since 1989. However, it has been nearly 14 years since the publication of his debut album, Reasonable Doubt, in June 1996. While a few musicians, including Will Smith, LL Cool J, Queen Latifah, and KRS-One, have been in the industry longer, 14 years is a considerable amount of time in hip-hop. In addition, Jay-Z has maintained a consistent recording schedule for the past 14 years, so he receives high marks for longevity, rap abilities, and prowess. Nas reprimands Jay-Z in his legendary battle song Ether for behaving irresponsibly and waterboying in front of Brooklyn rappers Jazz and the legendary Big Daddy Kane. Unfortunately, Nas was merely completing an apprenticeship in hip-hop when he considered himself a waterboy. Jay-Z, similar to other greats, diligently studied his craft from the very beginning. This is the best method to learn in any field. Listening to Jay-Z before 1996 would have revealed a gifted rapper who was still in search of his unique style. In 1990, Jay utilized a speed rap style in the music video for Jazz the Originator, which was effective but not distinctive. Jay recorded his debut solo video, I Can't Get With That, in 1994, 4 years later. Although he had slowed down his flow, he continued to utilize Dis FX's wiggity wiggity, diggity diggity manner. Nonetheless, a considerably more distinctive style could be heard emerging. Jay had resolved the majority of his stylistic and lyrical imperfections by 1996. Thus, Reasonable Doubt was not a conventional debut album when it was released that year. Conversely, a 15-track musical and lyrical extravaganza showcased Jay's ability to not only engage in freestyling with Notorious Big on Brooklyn's Finest, but also to wax philosophical on Can I Live and Regrets regarding the remorse and emotional toll of drug trafficking, respectively. To provide context for the achievement of Reasonable Doubt, I would like to recall a dialogue I held with a nascent record executive at Flavor Unit in 1993. We were both in attendance at a breakout session at the Black Music Expo at the time. An opportunity arose during that session for unsigned rappers to exhibit their work. A teenage rapper from Asbury Park, New Jersey known as Darkman was the most exceptional of the group. According to all accounts, this cat was phenomenal, and the entire audience was bopping and nodding to his rhythm. I inquired about the executive's rating of Darkman following the session. His response was both logical and succinct. He was extremely pleasant, but is he capable of composing songs? Instead of purchasing freestyles, individuals purchase recordings. Those who engage in freestyles the most amenably are frequently the most unproductive songwriters. Jay-Z learned this lesson regarding freestyling and composition with great proficiency during his apprenticeships with Jazz and Big Daddy Kane. A freestyler for Jay-Z's Marcy projects, Jazz was exceptional. The issue was that his tracks lacked structure, which compelled his record label to intervene. They had him compose and perform tunes such as Hawaiian Sophie that were in no way representative of his character or abilities. However, whereas Jazz encountered difficulties, Big Daddy Kane thrived due to his ability to compose songs and occasionally perform freestyles. The fact that Jay has applied these insights to Reasonable Doubt is a significant factor in the album's status as a classic and its profound influence on hip-hop. Reasonably Sound Doubt was of such high quality that the majority of rappers would have been content to rest on their merits and perhaps release a few more albums that were adequate but not exceptional. Avoid Jay's never complacent, he continued to develop his abilities and progress as an artist. Jay-Z has released 11 albums in the 14 years since his debut, of these only one in my lifetime vol. One may have been dubious at best. To better contextualize Jay's prolific output, consider his closest competitors, LL Cool J and KRS-One. 1985 marked the release of LL Cool J's debut album, Radio, which was released 11 years before the release of Reasonable Doubt. LL has released 12 studio albums in the past 24 years, which is one more than Jay. Criminal Mind, the debut album by KRS-One, was released in 1987. Over 22 years, KRS has released 20 albums. While KRS has managed to release albums at a marginally faster pace than Jay, his albums have failed to maintain the same level of consistent quality. In essence, the amalgamation of Jay-Z's prolific nature and exceptional rap abilities is unparalleled. Street cred is comparable in some respects to the rags to riches anecdotes of Horatio Alger from the 19th century. Regrettably, though Alger's narratives essentially exemplified perseverance, bravery, diligence, and compassion for his fellow man, the hip-hop interpretation of Alger substitutes violence or exploitation for one's fellow man, whether through drug dealing or simple thuggery. Many a rapper was exposed as a studio gangster after attempting to gain a street reputation in this way. Jay-Z does not belong to the studio group. While certain street tales may have been embellished for dramatic effect, it is widely acknowledged that he was engaged in illicit narcotic activities in Trenton, New Jersey, and Brooklyn. An intriguing aspect of Jay-Z's street credence is that his story never revolved around his transformation from a drug distributor to a rapper. Jay-Z, a rapper who appeared to have no chance of obtaining a record contract, resorted to drug dealing. This inconsequential particular holds significance for Jay-Z's street credibility, as while certain hip-hop enthusiasts idealize the squalor of the streets, others are more interested in the rapper's craft and personal development. Similarly to the anecdotes that depict Jay's engaging in drug dealings on the streets of Trenton and Brooklyn, some accounts depict him lyrically challenging MCs in the projects, parks, and street corners of New York and New Jersey. Additionally, these anecdotes align harmoniously with Jay-Z's rhyme scheme, which he termed the divine flow evolution. While not constituting the bulk of Jay's street reputation, the divine flow does contribute significantly. This term, for those who are not acquainted, refers to his capacity to enter the recording studio, concentrate on the rhythms, and generate rhymes without the need for a physical writing instrument. While not a prerequisite for lyrical excellence, this skill earns Jay brownie points with hardcore hip-hop enthusiasts. Moreover, Jay's credibility is built upon his flow, which enables him to expand his musical career while retaining his core fan base. None of my contemporaries could rap to an abridgment of Annie's "It's a Hard Knock Life" while maintaining their street reputation. To clarify, Jay-Z has occasionally possessed street notoriety that has extended beyond the realm of hip-hop. Jay-Z rapped on the Black Album 2004, "I don't wear jerseys, I'm 30 or older, give me a pair of clean jeans, expletive button up." Following that rhyme homage, Mitchell and Ness experienced a significant decline in jersey sales. Commercial viability. If icon status were solely determined by longevity, rhymeability, and street reputation, then one could contend that other rappers are equally, if not more, iconic than Jay. Jay distinguishes himself from the competition through his packaging and marketing strategies, or branding, to put it another way. Comparing Jay to LL Cool J is instructive from a branding standpoint. LL, in contrast to Jay, has been a successful rapper for close to 25 years and was one of the genre's first megastars. Jay is unable to assert such a claim. LL was also among the first rappers to achieve financial success through his performances. However, after entering the acting industry, it appeared that LL had only dabbled in hip-hop, and he is currently more concerned with maintaining his physique and acting than with recording serious hip-hop. He has compromised his brand in this manner. Although everyone recognizes LL Cool J as a celebrity, his brand is more trendy than hip. This brand ambiguity does not exist in the case of Jay-Z. His brand as a hip-hop hustle is reinforced by his every action. If one were to postulate on the origin of his meticulous brand discipline, it would have to be the experience he gained while working on his second studio album, My Lifetime. The 1997 album was met with favorable reviews on both the critical and commercial fronts. Nevertheless, Jay insisted on paying particular attention to the song and video for Always Be My Sunshine from the album. Business holdings. Given that his first album, Reasonable Doubt, was released on his own Rockefeller label, Jay-Z has been a businessman as long as he's been a professional rapper. While Reasonable Doubt was the work of a rapper who'd mastered his craft, Jay's business skills were not initially on the same level. To paraphrase an early Rockefeller employee, neither Jay nor his then business partners Damon Dash and Kareem Burke had ever even held a job before, so their professionalism was lacking. The employee's example was that they didn't even know that employees should be given lunch breaks. Still, what Jay may have lacked in polish, he more than made up for in instincts, hustle, and fearlessness. In that regard, Streets Is Watching was not just a turning point in Jay-Z's rapping career, but in his business career as well. Not only was it a branding tool, but it was also a different product. Knowing that producing a movie was expensive, Jay and his partners decided they needed some help with the funding and approached their distributing label Def Jam to fund the project. Jay isn't the only rapper to have his clothing line. P. Diddy's Scene Jean is still doing quite well. Nor is he the only rapper to have his own film company. Master P's No Limit Films was probably more commercially successful than Raw Films. Yet both his clothing and films have turned profits, and if those were Jay's only business ventures, they would be impressive. They're not. Jay is also a minority owner of the New Jersey Nets and is a principal owner of the 40/40th Sports Bar. In short, over the past 13+ years, Jay has evolved into a respected businessman. Is he hip-hop's most successful businessman? No. That distinction probably goes to Russell Simmons. Still, the fact that Jay-Z the businessman doesn't pale in comparison to Simmons is noteworthy. This concludes the video for the day. Have you enjoyed it? Please leave your insightful response in the section below labeled comments, and remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel for additional informative, engaging videos.